got my money on my bird.
Okay, welcome to Dead by Trials. We're here to see Malice v Downpour, a bit of NA versus SA action, and we're going to be starting with a Blight on the Coal Tower number 2 to be exact. We're going to have Malice on the Killer and Downpour on the Survivor. Going to be getting a nice early find and an early hit with a quick M1. I think our Yui here maybe thought they were hidden behind that, but the Blight did happen to see them. I think this is a lucky break, so the Yui has kind of gotten out of dodge, and Blight's a bit lost, but he does hear her edge map, I think. But I'm not certain if he hears her or just me, but he does see her running around, so will be the first down of the game, happening on edge map by Shaq. And the killer will be going for the hook here. As a reminder, the killer gets no perks in this league, but the survivors do get a lot on their plate, so as you can see, there's going to be no regression coming out here. The killer is just going to be trying to go for the next tag and the next down as fast as possible. A really good rush there. A lot of bump logic coming out, so the killer will... Oh my goodness. The killer will get the hit, but doesn't get the down. Really ambitious swing coming out from our killer, and a mind game on the maze tile. Another M1 mind game coming out. Rebecca is playing as well. A really great fake. He, obviously wanted to use his rushes to try and, catch her on the window, but she never ended up vaulting. I mean, that was risky from her, but she gets away with it. So he uses 3 rushes to break the pallet, and I think he will get this down. But I think he chose to... I was gonna say he chose to rush in a bit of an odd direction, but it doesn't end up mattering because the Rebecca pathed around the non-pallet side, so he will get the down. And that is the second hook of the game onto Rebecca. So also sorry if my reffing is a bit scuffed. Casting is a bit scuffed. I am also reffing, so if you ever hear me trailing off, it's because I'm counting hook stages. That will be a hit coming out onto our Ellen. And the next chase onto the Nia is going to be a quick little M1 mind game. No, it does go for the bump logic, but it does fail, so he won't be getting the hit quite yet, and will just be continuing to play this pallet, denying the pallet control to the Nia, so he can go for a rush. And barely misses. I mean, good ping. A bit of a hook fail there. I'm not sure what happened. You can see it was mid-hook. Unhook, and then it canceled, so not quite certain what happened, but a good attempt at a firecracker save, but it does not come through. The second hook will be coming out on the Yui, and yeah, it's still here, just chilling. Our killer is going for that swing again, but misses again. The Nia's playing the distance really well here, just really denying this tag next to the hook. And just playing it well. I was going to say super greedy, but does end up getting the drop. Really good double back into the pallet drop, so... And amazing bump logic coming out from our Blight. I mean, that's perfectly played. And all of the survivors are injured now, so nobody can really come for this unhook. I don't think this is a kinship either, as the Nia was right here when he hit second stage, so... and the hook timer hasn't stopped, so I think that this will be the death onto our Yui here, unless something happens, but... no, they just go for a reset here. And a great hook tech around Shaq, getting him the down onto the Rebecca. That is the kill coming out onto the Yui, and I believe this is the second hook onto Rebecca. Yes, that is the second hook. So we're in a bit of a precarious situation here for the survivors. I mean, you've got one guy on the hook, a guy injured, and you still have 2 gens left. I mean, even without slowdown, Blight is still Blight, so... It's very scary. You can apply a lot of pressure on the map at any given point, but at the same time, it could also be in the survivor's favor if they have a good chase, since there's no real slowdown to speak of. But I don't really see much coming out here from the survivors. The Nia was on 11, and the Ellen did get healed, but unless they are cranking 11 and 12 here, and those are going to pop in like 2 seconds... This is going to be a 2v1 with maybe 2 gens left. Oh, but we do see the unhook coming in here. Sprint Burst, maybe also a Deli Unbreakable. He is going to go for the hook here. Getting his last fresh hook of the game, I believe? No, this is his 3rd fresh hook of the game. And he is going to be committing to the Rebecca, who is Death Hook. That is the deli coming out. And unfortunately, that's the down under the Rebecca. Maybe a DS in play here. That is the decisive strike. Really good from our Rebecca here. It's going to be up to them to have a good chase. The drop comes out. This is the last rush. And she does make it around the corner, so she does get to live a little while longer. Oh, but unfortunately, I think Rebecca misunderstood what the Blight was, so there's a M1 mind game coming out, and they will be going down, and that will be the death hook. It's possible that survivors are stacking maybe main right now, or they have a lot of gen pressure where the Ellen was hooked. They are stacking. And they do get the pop. Oh, wait, a nice mind game coming out from our killer. I think they are going to pick. This survivor is deli, so I think the killer is under the impression that this is also unbreakable. So very smart decision here coming out from our killer to pick this up. And he's rushing away, but he did hear the Nia. Looking around. And that is going to be the down. So I think that's going to be the 4K0 coming out for Malice here. So that is going to be death onto everybody with all 5 gens popped for Downpour. I mean, that's a pretty good result. I mean, this is a bit of a small map, so it is kind of easy for the Blight to go around and pressure all the survivors and get tags. So, good on the survivors for popping all the gens, and good on the killer for, you know, making it happen and getting that 4K. I mean, considering the survivors have everything at their disposal, you know, it's very much always in the realm of possibility to get out. So, I mean, really well played from the killer. Just the chases were great, the game sense great, and really just denying those escapes was really good for the killer. So we will be going and seeing Downpour's Blight versus Malice's survivors in the next match. So I will get that to you guys after this quick break while they get set up. Okay, guys, we're in on the second match of Malice v Downpour. It's going to be Downpour on the Blighted Killer now, and Malice on the serves. And our killer does, kind of like the killer last game, does spot somebody out, but will not be getting a free tag. So the survivor drops the eye-tile this time. And we'll be playing it. Is going to fatigue. And probably just break this pallet and play the chase onto Onryo here. Does hear some progress here. I think it's going to be a pre-drop. Yep, Shack pre-drop does come out. But now it's a bit of a dead zone for the survivors. And Nia does read the window. So they will be getting away with the Shack play, and they will be just moving it across the map. So really well played from Onryo here. And it's going to be looking like a rough start for Team Downpour. The win con is a 4K1 for this set. A bit of lagging. And a DC. Okay. Not sure what the issue is, but we will figure it out, and we'll get back to you, hopefully, on the set.
O DJ AG que tá me atravessando.
Novinha, vai, senta na pique e prende, vai. Senta na pique e prende.
DJ WG que tá me atravessando.
Vai novinho, parecendo com a xereca. Vai novinho, parecendo com a xereca.
Senta com a xereca, 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 senta com a xereca.
Tava buceta na minha caceta, 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 seta, tava buceta na minha caceta.
Ela trava a buceta na ponta da pica, ponta da pica, trava a buceta na ponta da pica, trava a buceta. Toma, na buceta.
Levanta a mão pro alto, quem gosta de bucetão, enfia no bucetão, enfia no bucetão, enfia no bucetão. Vou comer pererequinha, vou comer pererequinha. Hoje eu vou comer novinha, hoje eu vou comer novinha, hoje eu vou comer novinha. Hoje vai lá pro vou comer pererequinha, enfia no bucetão. Vou comer novinha, vou comer pererequinha, enfia no bucetão.
É o DJ AG, mano. É o DJ AG. É o WG. É o WG.
E aí, DJ Juninho BS, usa pra elas, daquele jeitão que elas gostam.
Aí, DJ Grafino. Aí, DJ Grafino.
Eu vou comer novinha.
Não é novidade que eu tenho muito gado. Não é minha culpa se eu pegar seu namorado. Foi ele que falou que era descompromissado. E todo mundo sabe que eu gosto de dotado. Eu gosto de dotado. Que eu gosto de dotado. Mesmo com pouca make eu já pego o bairro inteiro. Tem muita mina gata que me apoia e me acompanha, e muita recalcada que me chama de piranha. Não é novidade que eu tenho muito gado. Não é minha culpa se eu pegar seu namorado. Foi ele que falou que era descompromissado. E todo mundo sabe que eu gosto de dotado. Eu gosto de dotado. Eu gosto de dotado. Eu gosto de dotado. Eu gosto de dotado.
Okay, guys, we are back. Sorry for that delay. Unfortunately, the killer did load in on the wrong servers. They were playing on like very heavy MS, and there was a lot of lag in their power, so there was a no-fault restart since it was reported very quickly. Kind of just like last game, we are seeing an early find and an early chase and an early pounce stun as well. Just like last game. We do see our ace running into the killer, unfortunately, maybe a little bit lost on where he was. And it is going to be an early down. It looks like that no-fault restart was in our killer's favor, as they do get a really nice early down this game. And they will be having a good start to maybe try and reach that 4K1 that they are looking to achieve. They do try to rush towards, I think that's bot side. I don't know my callouts for this map, but they will just slide off the wall. Just Blight thinks so. Will be the first hook of the game. And they do rush away. No interest in camping this, really, since They are allowed all the perks in the game, but they will be heading back now. Not unusual for Blight, even in a regular comp game, to leave the hook for a bit and then come back for the tunnel out and just eat through whatever perks the survivors have. So the ace will be making his way to the shack pallet and dropping it. He will get the nice drop and the break will come through. And a really good vault coming out from the ace. Making sure the Blight kind of rushes to the wrong side of the pallet and just getting away. That might be alive, honestly. You do see a lucky break here. He will just be looking for this ace. I think he does see him. Yep. Chilling on the tree edge map. A really good attempt. I mean, I probably would have lost him there myself. But our Blight is no fool. He does see him. And he will be getting that down. That Nia looks like she's speed hacking. So I do think that is a background player. Coming out. I mean, that was not a sprint burst. That Nia flew right across the map Mach 10, so I do think that is a background player, so maybe we'll see something interesting come out from that later. I mean, it could be useful to keep this ace alive, as he is on death hook and that gen has not popped yet. He does not get the hit onto the Nia, but he will be trying to go for a tag maybe on this Gabriel, but neither of those happened. He just wants to sit here and camp this out, maybe force a trade. No, does get the hit onto the Nia with a quick rush, and I think he will go back to the hook, but the unhook does happen. It is not a trade. It looks like Gabriel is trying to take a hit here for the ace. He's got to be careful, otherwise he's not going to get a hit on either. He does get the hit on Gabriel. The body block does come through. The ace sounds completely silent, so I do think this is an OTR. And that's why our killer is trying to immediately get this hit onto him. That is alive, I believe. And the stun. Great job from the ace, getting the stun and preserving what I believe is OTR. Yes, that is the OTR. BT would not be up. And our killer will just be looking to commit to this ace here for the tunnel out. If he gets the kill on him, he's in a good spot to... Okay. Our killer kind of phased through him there to hit the pallet. So it doesn't get the down, but I think the ace got glitched inside of him. So that will be the down and the kill onto the ace. Unfortunately, they were not able to keep him alive with any pallet saves or anything like that, so... And we're going to see a bit of bump logic here to maybe try and get the down, but our Nia did a great job kind of like hiding in that corner there and making it so that he couldn't rush on her. Kind of just confused him a little bit. And, you know, with a death on 3 gens, it is kind of up to our survivors to get some gens pop. They do have a lot of gen progress. I mean, nothing is impossible without the slowdown, without the pop, without the pain rise. It's very possible to pop all gens if you use your resources efficiently and, you know, just sit on the gens. So, all they need is just, you know, one person out the door. That's all Malice needs. And they have a lot of gen progress on this gen and on that gen by Nia. So, all they have to do is get out of this area and they can pop 2 gens and they're on 1 gen. I mean, they're in a great spot gen pressure-wise. But it is a Blight. Anything can happen at any moment. Oh my goodness. They are on... They have heavy gen progress right now. I mean... These gens are so progressed. I think this might be a decisive strike. And the killer maybe thinks that is as well. And is deciding to just slug it out. These 2 gens are regressing still. Nobody has decided to push these gens. But they are still regressing. Sorry, they are still very highly progressed, but he's just holding right now. I think he is afraid of a DS, and I think he's just choosing to wait it out. They do reset. He does see where the reset occurred, and... Oh, somebody is already on this gen. That is the Gabriel. The Gabriel has been kind of going crazy for these saves, so it's very... I'm sure the killer is already assuming that this might be the Deli player. And a bit of a missed rush there denies him the hit onto the Gabriel. So no tag is going to be coming out, and these gens are still at 75 or so. And you do see a DH come out, but the killer waits it out, so he will be getting this hook onto the Nia. I will say something that I haven't pointed out yet. These guys are kind of gen-locked to death. I mean, this is a heavy 4-gen. Of course, like I said, killer doesn't really have any perks to help him slow this down, really. But the tag does come out on the Gabriel. I think he's going to trade here. And with this most likely being Deli, this kind of does put the killer into a bad situation. Oh my goodness. That would have been really clutch, but unfortunately was able to just kind of sit on top of the hook and just immediately vacuum to it. So, 1 second. I am going to write down that our killer has gotten a full kill onto the ace. And great stun coming out from the Felix. I mean, these guys know their pallet stun timings, and they are getting them left and right. So, really good job. I mean, right now, it is up to the killer to, you know, get this down and snowball this out. Because if they start stacking these gens, they're going to have an issue. If they commit to a chase, that's too long. They do kick the gen, and they do pitch Gabriel off of it. Now, can he get a down here? He can. Very good job. He will be able to get this hook and head back. It really is in anybody's favor right now. You have everybody injured. You have a gen that's really high progress. But they go for the reset here. I think they want to play this 3-gen slow rather than risk getting, you know, snowballed and slugged here and getting 4K wand. If they play it slow and just take chases to that top side of the map, maybe get everybody healed, then, you know, this is manageable. Because like I said, they only need one guy out, so... You do see the Gabriel injured going for the unhook, but he has the distance to make it. And our killer will commit to the Gabriel here. Trying to find out where he went. Some good pathing. Oh, a great vault coming out from our Gabriel here. Really just read the killer perfectly. And he did see him. And unfortunately misses. You know, I think our Blight should know that that Nia is probably across the map. Yeah, there she is running to the gen. She just got onto it, I think, so... Still, it's been regressed all the way from probably like 95 to 50, so he does have a little bit of time to play with here. But these survivors can get reset now. And a miss, unfortunately. Bit of rock running there. That's not a BL, so our killer will get the tag for free, and the Nia will... kind of get away, because he kind of just drops her to go push this gen. I think fearing that maybe they'll stack it. He does see the Gabriel here. Now, our killer does kind of have to be worried. The survivors could be on this gen over here, and he realizes that, and he is going to see if he can find them out. I didn't realize how... Oi. He finds the reset, but the survivor finds a DH. So, no downs will happen quite yet. Mind game coming out from our killer. Just a little M1 mind game. Buying time to get his rushes back. And he will get the down. I believe that is the death onto the Nia. So, right now, our survivors are hopefully really slamming that gen that's 50%. Maybe stacking it, trying to guarantee its pop. I mean, that's really important here. That they pop this gen, so that when they go into second set, it makes their win con a little bit easier. But this gen is only 50. And we just recently walked by those other gens. We know they don't really have any gen progress on them. At most, like 10. Yeah, there is nothing on that gen. So this is their only progress gen. The killer can kind of just sit here, force regression on these gens, force them all the way to 0, and then just commit to any chase he wants. I think our survivor's best bet here is to maybe get somebody out through the hatch. I mean, he does have eyes on both survivors. I think he wants to get this Felix injured. Oh my god. I think he wants to get this Felix injured so that he can slug him and find the Gabriel more easily in endgame, since they'll both be injured. Very cheeky, trying to go all the way around. Unfortunately, these trees do have butter on them, so he will not be finding another bump there, and he won't be finding the down. Gabriel's still not on that gen, so our killer kind of knows that he has a lot of time here to work with. I think that is a BL coming out from our Felix. And our killer is going to break this pallet. And also is choosing to drop. I think he's worried that the Gabriel's probably in that corner gen pushing it. Let's see if he does find a Gabriel here. No, this gen is still not progressed. I think that our survivors have given up on popping the gens. I think that their plan is to get the Gabriel out to the door. Or the Felix. I think they've given up on maybe getting the gens done. They're just going to play for a door or hatch escape since those gens still are not progressed at all. But the Gabriel did get a reset, so maybe they're just playing for a really safe reset here. And then trying to push the gens with both survivors healthy. Match 2, Blight serves. Nice. He's taking note. He has gotten his second kill, even though he got that 10 minutes ago. And he finds the Gabriel doing a little sneaking in the corner. And there's going to be a down coming out here. Now, will he pick... This is the deli survivor, so the chances of it being unbreakable are very high. But I think he is just going to opt to slug for now and try and find our Felix. Well, right now, I think the chances of them getting the gens done are very low. So, they are going to want to play for a bleed out. In this league, you don't get any points for a bleed out. So, denying the killer those hook points would be really, really good. Getting somebody to bleed out and forcing the killer to lose those points would make up the gap of the gen that they're missing. Gen is worth 2 points, and losing, 4 or 5 points for a bleed out would mean that they would win the set. So it's very important that our killer, if he wants to win, to hook both of these survivors and make sure that he doesn't lose any points. Does he hear the Gabriel? He might. No, he's just checking upstairs. Taking a quick gander in the basement. Another quick gander. I think he thinks he might be in these lockers. Nope. I kind of want to look where he is, but I don't think there's a stream delay, so I'm not going to do that. And he is going to be heading back to where he downed the Felix. Maybe trying to catch Gabriel, picking him up, or maybe just going for the pick. No, decides to just still leave him there. Checking his gens, just making sure they don't pop them. Because that would be very bad for a killer. And he still hasn't found the Gabriel. But this crow is coming down here. It's very possible that he is in this general area. Maybe hiding in a locker or on the double window. Or maybe he's pushed towards main. Wait, I think... Does he... No, I think that's the Felix he hears. This is where he downed the Felix. It's also possible that that Felix is the one who disrupted these crows. At least I think I heard the Felix. I could just be imagining things. Wait, did he just see him? Oh, shoot. Alright, he has found the Gabriel. This is good for him. This will guarantee the 4K for certain, but it will not necessarily guarantee the win, as if the Felix bleeds out, that would be a big loss of points. And I think our killer is realizing this, and it's like, I gotta go find the Felix. So he's headed across the map to go and try and find this Felix rather than hooking the Gabriel. I think he knows that Gabriel has already used his Unbreakable, so there is no confirmation of that, but he's probably just assuming it. He got up really fast earlier, so he's going to probably just go looking for Felix, and he does find him. Really good game sense. Mark Killer does find the Felix kind of just chilling in the corner. I mean, very close. I mean, he only had about a minute left, but he does find him on the ground, and he has a lot of time to find the Gabriel. So my guess is that this will be a 4K1, which would spell Downpour as the winner for set 1. But no guarantees. The Gabriel could disappear. So right now the killer is just going to be on the hunt for our Gabriel. So that's 4 gens completed for Malice. Looking in this area, probably just going for the hatch close? Yes. I'll play for the hatch close, and then he'll play for the pickup. Nice. Wookie. No sign of him. I'm sure this is very nerve-wracking for the killer. It's very important that he finds his serve. Because I think he would lose out on... I'm not sure if he loses out on 5 or 6 points. As our Gabriel has only been hooked once. And he only has about 30 seconds on the bleed out timer. So the timer really is kicking in for our Blight here to find the survivor. Oh, wait. He hears him. Ah, nice. Good ears. So that will be the 4K1 coming out for the Blight. So that is 8 points. So that leaves our first set at 38-36. In favor of Downpour. So very well played from both sides. I mean, that was very close. I mean, they almost popped all the gens quite a few times. But, I mean, the killer really used a very good game sense to, regress those gens and just keep, knowing when to bounce back to the gens and deny them from popping. So, I mean, really well played from Downpour here. Winning the first set. So that will be a 2-point lead for Downpour, and then it'll be up to Malice to make up that 2-point lead in the next set, which is Onryo. So we'll get back to that here shortly.
Esse é o DJ do baile, novinha vai a loucura quando ele aperta o play. Tu chacoalha nessa bunda, ela bate, bate, bate. Bate, bate, bate a bunda, ela bate, 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 bate a bunda, ela bate, 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 bate a bunda, ela bate, 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 bate a bunda, ela bate, 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 bate. Bota, bota, vai, vai, bota, bota, vai, vai, bota, bota, vai, vai, bota, bota. Ela pede que bate no bota, 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 pau na chota. Ela pede que bate no bate, no bate, no bate, no bate, no bate, no bota. Ela pede que bate no bate, no bate, no bate, no bate, no bate, no bota. Ela pede que bate no bate, no bate, no bate, no bate, no bate, no bota. Ela pede que bate no bate, no bate, no bate, no bate, no bota. Rebola gostoso, chacoalhando essa bunda. Ela bate, bate, bate.
9mm go bang. Watch my 9mm go bang. Player haters, masturbators, bitches all up in my shit. Living scared, you know you did. Walking around with a cripple leg, that bitch boy tried to take my shit. Fucking with the wrist on kick. MAGNOLIA, that is where your ass will lay. You player haters on my dick, trying to put me in a click. I fuck you twice, I fuck one more. All you cowards get the flow, these jealous fellas in the game, knowing that they ass is lame. Big ass line, but still is lame. You gotta talk it, fuck it. When that smoke is in my nose, I be wanna kidnap hoes, talking shit about the click. You gon' get your ass kicked out. How about my fucking ride and put my Glock to your side? Lock in the fucking trunk, and then I'll get this one. Now watch my 9mm go bang. Watch my 9mm go bang. This a little something for you, you little biatch. Pois ela vai causar, vai foder com a cultura até o dia clarear. A mulher quer sacanagem, 24 horas por dia. Você levanta por cima da pica, faz sua puta, sua vadinha. Você levanta por cima da pica, faz sua puta, sua vadinha. Essa pirinha do porco-leão, gosta de fazer hoje. Essa novinha que tá rolando, gosta de fazer hoje. Fica sentando em cima da piroca, 24 horas por dia. Você levanta por cima da pica, faz sua puta, sua vadinha. Você levanta por cima da pica, faz sua puta, sua vadinha. Você levanta por cima da pica, faz sua puta, caralho. Essa piranha do Parque União gosta de fazer orgia. Essa novinha que tá na Volândia gosta de fazer orgia. Então você decanta por cima da pica, faz sua puta, sua vadinha. Então você decanta por cima da pica, faz sua puta, sua vadinha. Então você decanta por cima da pica, você decanta por cima da
Deixa os galantos brincar, deixa os galantos brincar, deixa os galantos brincar, deixa os galantos brincar. Deixa os galantos brincar, 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 deixa os galantos brincar.
Vai tomar, toma, vai. Vai tomar, toma, vai. Vai tomar, toma, vai. Vai tomar, toma, ô piranha. Vai tomar, toma, vai. Vai tomar, toma, vai. Vai tomar, toma, 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 vai. Vai tomar, toma, vai. Toma, vai tomar, toma, vai. Toma, vai tomar, toma, vai. Toma, vai tomar, toma, 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 toma,
Deixa os galantos brincar, deixa os galantos brincar, deixa os galantos brincar, deixa os galantos brincar.
Índio come xota, índio come cu. 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 Índio come xota, índio come cu.
Quer ficar com dente
Índio come xota, índio come cu. Índio come xota, índio come cu. Índio come xota, índio come cu. Índio come xota, índio come cu.
Okay, welcome back. We are on to set 2, which is Onryo on Midwich. So we're going to be having Downpour Scaler playing versus Malice Serves. I do apologize for the delay. We did have to delay some things to have a quick discussion about some of our rules and that sort of thing. The killer is hard lagging. Okay. He is kind of just, yeah, lagging really hard. But I think it might get back to normal. But that is going to be a first hit. Unfortunately, that was a classroom that our survivor was caught out in, so a bit unlucky for our serves here. And it looks like Felix is going to be trying to help our killer here. That is a totem popping from our serves. And another tag coming out onto Felix for the ace. I think they are going to try and play to drop this pal here, but the killer does TP away, trying to find a survivor, you know, catch him out. Now, will this Jake take this hit here? This is another God Pallet, so I think the survivors on 11 might have dropped that other God Pallet, so it's very possible that both God Pallets are already gone just a few seconds into the game. Yes, that is true. They did drop it, and he does catch the... oh my goodness. Okay. I'm not sure if that was on purpose, or if the ace was maybe just a little bit scared of where the killer was coming from. But he will go for that vault there, and we'll see what our Felix intention is here. He doesn't really have too much to work with here. I think he is going to try and go for this God Pallet down here. Question is, does he make it? Unfortunately, our killer does kind of get caught on the railing there, so he won't get that hit, and the survivor will get away with just another pallet drop. That is the third God Pallet of the game dropped and gone. Really good awareness from our survivors here. Just holding these hallways, playing safe, and making sure they don't get caught out for free. And a really great stun. Not getting hit through that pallet. It is now time to play the 50-50 game. But a little bit of a fake here. And that will be the first down of the game coming out from our killer onto the Felix. Really well played from the Felix, keeping himself alive for as long as possible. And our killer will be TPing away to try and find somebody out. He does find a gen here. We do see a reset onto ace. Everybody is now healthy except for the guy on the hook. And you can see a lot of gen pressure, I believe, on that 12 gen. Survivors do have a lot in their arsenal here. So our killer, I think, is content just kind of walking away. Okay, this is not progressed at all. I'm just stupid. But it looks like they do get the first gen of the game popped. And I think our killer is still kind of just holding these gens. No pop or anything like that. And that is the unhook coming out. As I was saying, the survivors do have a lot in their arsenal. In terms of anti-tunnel, deli, those sort of things. So really good job taking a body block for his teammate. And a TP coming out. It looks like, I believe, only one person on this team is running holding a tape here. That is the Jake, and he is going to be taking a hit here. Will lose him his tape, by the way, and put stacks onto him. So right now, our killer is applying a lot of condemn to our survivors. I didn't really think about this, but since they're not holding tapes, and unfortunately they do run into each other here, and there's no way he makes that. Unfortunately, this is SA to NA, so that will be the second down of the game. Is there a DS? No. I'm curious, or I'm just going to take a quick look at Condemned here. And yeah, our survivors are very progressed on their Condemned. It's very important in an Onryo game that you keep tapes on you and just deny free tags as much as possible. I think our survivors are playing for a more aggressive style where they just allow the Condemned to build up and, you know, play for tags. But I think on Onryo, you know, playing for tags and hit tanks, you know, might not be the play since it's so easy for the killer to build Condemned. And you can hear a survivor working on this gen. They don't care. They're just content to sit on it and force the killer to, you know, pick if they want to camp this or if they want to go interrupt the gen. They do interrupt the gen. The unhook has not come through yet. I gotta be honest, I think this was a kinship. Since it was a while where the hook timer was not going down. But if it was kinship, that is gone now. A very risky attempt at the Onryo does not get them anything. I think, yeah, he is just going to try and body block this. But our ace is going to just try and get past, and he does get past. Really good job getting the Onryo, but this could immediately turn really bad. All our killer has to do is turn around and just start slugging. He does go for the pick onto the Jake. And he does take the pick onto the ace as well. You do hear, I believe, the somebody running back in to get that unhook, so. And it will be a TP. I imagine these survivors are getting so close to being fully condemned. But this is such a scary position for survivors. I mean, everybody's injured. People are coming close to condemn. And I think he just found his tunnel out. Who doesn't really have much to work with here. And he also got condemned. So that will just be a free kill. It'll just take a few seconds rather than having to pick him up and carry him all the way to the hook. That will be the first death of the game on 2 gens remaining, and everybody's injured. This is such a scary place to be in for survivors. And he does also find the reset. I am not certain what was happening there. I think it's possible that one of them wanted to take the hit for the other. But the question is who was trying to. I mean, they were kind of just running around each other. But he will get the hit, and he will get the down onto Gabriel regardless. And that is a condemned coming out onto our Jake, who is injured. So, I believe this Jake has 1 hook on him, so he will just be skipping 2 hooks. Really good vault coming out from our survivor here. Won't be going down. I think he wanted to go back for the blind there, but unfortunately, that will be the down and the kill. On to our Jake. And there's still 2 gens remaining and 2 survivors injured, so I think if the survivors want to, Malice wants to win this, they're going to want to pop another gen, maybe even a second one, depending on how progressive gens are. I still think there's one more gen that's progressed. I could be wrong about that. But if they pop both gens and then manage to 4K1, then, it is only a 2-point difference between from the Blight game. So all they have to do is just make that up. It could include a survivor maybe getting hatched or bleeding out. Or popping another gen and just letting your killer work some magic on their Onryo set. You see a dead body lying on the ground there. And our killer is just on the lookout for our Gabriel. Does find the ace. Does he hear the Gabriel? I think he does. He definitely heard the Gabriel upstairs. And at this point, Ace should be calling that, and I think Gabriel should be on the run here. He does get that. He was actually downstairs. Oh my goodness. He was literally a mile, like a millimeter away from getting screwed over. But thankfully, our killer misinterpreted where the survivor was. Maybe just in disbelief that they were on the same floor. So they are going to just get the pickup and play the 2v1. I don't think any of these gens actually are really too progressed. He does see a survivor here. So our killer really has to down Gabriel and hook him here, because if he kills the ace, there is a large chance that the Gabriel will get hatched. So our team is just probably going to play for this bleed out on ace. I'm sorry, I just want to look at the hook stages here. There's only 1 hook stage on ace, so he does hear him below him. He is just going to go for the... if he does lose the ace, he will be losing out on a lot of points there. So it's going to be like the Blight game. They're definitely going to want to play to just have this Gabriel last as long as he can in chase. And he didn't hear him. Okay, never mind. I think he might be worried about those bleed outs. You could also just hook the ace and look around for the Gabriel. But once again, this map, I mean, you really don't want to risk it. You really want to just make sure you get both people down and be able to hook them, because you know it's so RNG heavy. The hatch on this map. It's not like an outdoor map where you can just sit on the hatch, right? So he's just gonna be looking around for this Gabriel still. And he doesn't hear him in here. It is getting to the point. I mean, if the ace were to bleed out and the Gabriel were to get hatched, that would be a huge point swing for Malice. I mean, as the killer would lose out on so many points, and oh my, okay, well, this killer is lagging again. That would give them, they would lose out on a ton of points, and wait, he found him. I think that is a sprint burst. Oh, he had a crow anyways. Now the question is, can the ace bleed out? This might be unbreakable on the Gabriel, as I believe it was the Delhi player. I could be wrong about that. I kind of got lost in the sauce in the middle of the game, so I was just on the lookout for our ace here. I don't want to spoil anything, but I definitely just heard the ace. But he didn't hear him. Oh my goodness. Okay, he did not hear him. This is going to be a huge point swing, I think, for the survivors here, because he's just walked past that area. He thinks for certain ace is not there. And unless he's upstairs. Is he upstairs? He might find him here. He might have heard him up here. But he does not find him? That is going to be crazy if the Gabriel gets out to the hatch here. Because that is going to be the bleed out on the ace. That denies the killer a ton of points. And now we'll see. The survivor is ahead of the killer here. Unless the killer TPs, he is going to find hatch first. Yeah, I think our killer realizes this. He needs to TP ahead of him. And try and get that hatch. Question is, where is the hatch? I think he's predicting a teleport here. Does he make the hatch? This is going to be so close. He finds the hatch. Oh my god. Okay, so that's that's a really, really good point swing for Malice here. That means that excuse me. That means they pop 4 gens, excuse me. And they only got 1 hook on the Felix and the Gabriel, so that does give them a lot of points for the escape, and it denies a lot of points to Downpour since they don't get the kill points. So we'll have to see if the Malice killer can, maybe pull through and get a win for their team here. So we'll see if that can happen after this break.
блядь, давайте сюда, блядь. Второй. Симу я не люблю, нахуй пошел отсюда. А ну, уебаны, блядь, давайте сюда, блядь.
сержантом возглавить операцию.
Что за сержант?
Долг Магдалиш.
Ну что, возьмем гаденыша, а? Давай, соглашайся.
Твою ж мать. Долг на связи? Да, сэр. Есть проблема? Никак нет.
Показать лицо?
Да, сэр.
Никак нет.
Вы так уродливы?
Скорее наоборот.
Сомневаюсь. Сейчас бы не отказался.
А я вот виски хочу.
Шотландского?
Я пью бурбон.
Деревенщина.
Именно. Обожаю Кентукки.
Alright guys, we are back on what could be the final match. It is Malice on the Onryo and Downpour on the serves. Now, because of that, the swing in points, in order for Malice to win here, they will need either a 3k11 or a 2k10. But obviously, they will want to get the whole team dead here. And it looks like it will be our first hit. A bit of confusion coming out from our killer, but they do end up landing the hit. So they will just be coming out here and committing to a different serve. No, they are looking around. They did see somebody else here, but it looks like they just want to leave for now and try and spread as much pressure across the map as possible. I think the intention here is probably to just snowball as much as possible, as obviously you do want to meet your win con, but it is always better to do better than the win con. Maybe get, you know, a 4k and, you know, just to prove a point. So our killer will be finding our next serve, and we'll be playing for the tag on him. Oh, a great read by our killer here. Just, you know, the pallet like that, you know, the killer, when he's that close, he can just walk around it. So the smart thing to do is to just greet it every time, since the killer's gonna waste time respecting it walking around. But obviously our killer read that read, walked right through it, and ended up getting the hit, and almost an instantaneous down due to blood favor. So that will be the first down of the game coming out, the first hook, and you do hear a scream off in the distance. That is a Scorch Hook ping resonance. First stack of the game coming out onto our Yuichi. And that will be the totem popping, and another tag coming out onto our serve. And our killer is just trying to cut the Nancy off here. They do read what is happening here, but they want to play for this down, but they won't get it, I don't think. This Yuichi was healing, so if there is a DS, or an OTR, he doesn't have it anymore. Interesting. He was just chilling, I guess. Oh, the hit does not come through. And it looks like our Yuichi will just drop down to 12, but there is another safe pallet. It's really unlucky, but our survivor did play that pallet well, so. And I think our killer is going to want this down as soon as possible. They do. Oh my god, you know, healing does get rid of DS, it does get rid of OTR, but it does not get rid of DH, so that down will not be coming through, and our survivors have a lot of gen pressure here. And Nancy didn't ever get healed, though. So getting this tag would mean a lot of pressure on our survivors. With 3 tags is sloppy, but it's still up to the killer to do something with those tags. And that is alive coming out, unfortunately. Nice hit. Nice swing to the pallet. A good read. I think our killer's picking up on what the survivors are doing, so he's just going to TP away for now. And maybe try and find a reset or catch a survivor off guard. They are resetting here. And that is the 3rd gen of the game popping. And really good decision making from our survivors, knowing when to leave, when to get off these gens. And this is Downpour's pick, and you can tell they're very experienced on how to play this. I mean, they make, you know, they gave a few free tags here and there, and it was looking a bit scuffed for them, but they did end up making the right decisions, and they've kind of gotten themselves out of the situation. And that will be another down coming in. There was a full reset across the team, so gen pressure has come to a halt, I think. And hopefully this will be another pain res for our killer here. It is. He hears a scream. Another TP is coming out. This team is kind of deciding to go with the same idea that Malice did, which they're not really grabbing tapes. You do see the Ellen grab a tape here. They might just be playing it like it's old Sadako and letting their condemned get progressed and then getting rid of it with their tapes. We do see a little BMing coming out here. I think Varsity is just going to commit. Sorry, I don't think he goes by that anymore. He is just going to commit to the Ripley here and try and get a pain res. The Lithe does come out, and a false swing onto the pallet. He's going to break and commit to our Ellen here. Unfortunately, our killer here does kind of need to make something happen. If you keep having long chases, it's just spread out across serves, it can get really complicated for you. As you won't really be able to generate the pressure that you need. And our Nancy is just kind of chilling on that gen. She really don't give a fuck. But that will be a 3rd pain res. It does hit the gen, so it does give our killer some information, letting him know, hey, this is the only gen that's really that high progress. Hopefully, you know, that means the rest of the gens are, you know, pretty low. But Painter's is unfortunately not a tell-all, so... Oh my... Okay, never mind. Both those gens were 99'd, I guess. I genuinely thought that gen was much lower progression than it actually was. So, chances are they're just stacking it right now. And Nancy should have called this, or they should have guessed this, so... But... Our killer does need this down here, ASAP, and needs to find a way to deny them from finishing this gen, but it's so progressed. They are going for a reset here onto the Nancy, so if he could maybe hook on top of that gen and force some regression, that'd be good, but there's a chance that Ellen is running back to it right now to pop it. It was really close. Let's see, do we hear her? I don't think we do. That is the final painters of the game. It did hit this gen. That's very good for our killer here. That means he might be able to stall the game. But Adeli comes out, and you know damn well that those survivors are across the map, probably stacking a gen, so... well... He is just going to commit to... No, he is going to leave. Okay. Not a bad decision to just leave, but... You don't have any more pain resist, and you have 2 gens, if not 3. There's only 1 person here, so you have several gens that are really progressed. I mean, that is very dangerous. I cannot imagine how our killer would bring this back without any more regression. A hit tank coming through from our Ellen. And it is the final gen popping. In order to win this varsity... Sorry, I keep calling him varsity. 555. Well, I have to... 4K, essentially, right now. And honestly, with 4 survivors still alive, and, you know, plenty of perks at their disposal, like Unbreakable and DH and all that, I find it very unlikely that that is going to happen right now. They have already opened the gate, so all they have to do is take these out. And that will be the win for Downpour. Yep, that is 1, 2 escaping, and 3 escaping. That is the win for Downpour overall. I just want to take a quick look at scores. That is a hook onto everybody. And a kill onto Phenom, and I think he's missing the Mori. I think it's a different button. Yeah. So, that is 6 stages for... Sorry. 5, 1, 1, 1, 3. Yippee. So, that will be the win for Downpour. Very unlucky for Malice here, but they played really well. Onryo is not an easy killer, and these perks are not easy to play versus. So, definitely a well-fought battle from Malice here, but Downpour will be taking the win. So, thank you for watching today and seeing the performance, and hopefully we can see you, I think, after Christmas when the games start back up again, the winner's bracket and the rest of the loser's bracket. So, good night, and have a good rest of your night.